And I can put you in. I can put you in. And I can put you in. I can put you in.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Big Head Light Skin Comedians podcast. Thank you. I got a great show for you all tonight. Down here at the 21st Germantown, like I usually am, second Saturday of the month. With me, your host, the Big Head Light Skin Comedian. Yes, got a great show for everyone tonight. Make sure, if you don't do nothing else, make sure you subscribe to my podcast, the BHLC podcast. As you can see, I'm on episode 44. Subscribe to it. And if you can't subscribe to it on YouTube, give me a listen on Spotify. Go to search and put BHLC podcast and search on Spotify and give me a listen, okay? And just tell me what you think. You can even leave a little review, whatever. I can take it, whether it's good or bad. I got thick light skin. So, with that said, let me go over a couple things before we get started. It's a beautiful day here. I'm doing my podcast at 21st Germantown here at Louisville, Kentucky, 1481 South Shelby Street. And I just want to go over a couple things. First and foremost, show sponsored by Smile Center, 7405 LaGrange Road. My good friend, Dr. Kane, go check him out. He always keep me tight with my teeth. So, also, too, it's a podcast that I do every now and then called Mook in the Morning from the Wu-Tang Clan Mook. Check that out. You might even see Mook on there every now and then. So, a great podcast. They always talking a lot of great things about a lot of great things going on in the world today. Also, too, down here at 21st Germantown tonight at 7:30 is when the doors open. We got a comedy show, the 21st Germantown Comedy Show. Doors open up at 7:30. The show starts at 8. I think it's like $5 to get in. So I know it's affordable. Y'all can afford $5. If you need a coupon to get in, we might let you in. But come down here. It's going to be some great comedians and get your laugh on. Enjoy this great food and drinks they have down here. That's at a reasonable price. So it really won't take a whole lot of money for you to come down here and have a good time tonight. So come down here and check out things down here. Also, too, let me just say this before I get into my podcast and my guests. April is Sexual Awareness Month. Let me say it again. April is Sexual Awareness Month. I'm going to touch a little bit more bases on that as we get into my podcast, but it's a big thing here in America, Sexual Awareness Month, where people are always here and always into things. Aaron's the one hosting. Okay, good. And West End Pookie's supposed to be here too tonight at this comedy show, so y'all come down and support it. But like I said, it's Sexual Awareness Month, and that's really important because a lot of people go through sexual awareness, and a lot of people are victims of sexual awareness. So we got to make sure we shine a lot of light on that. So make sure we support that sexual awareness for sure, male or female. Now, with that said, too, I think I just got one more thing to go over here too. I always tell people, if you don't do nothing else, do this: learn, share, and inspire. That's what I'm about. And that's what my podcast is about. It's so diverse, and I love helping people out. Now, with that said, let me introduce you to my guest tonight. I'm very excited about my guest tonight. He's a good friend of somebody I know and a person I met, and he's a really good guy. I'm going to let him go over his resume a little bit because I only know so much about it, and I don't want to mess up his resume on what he's been doing. But he's a DJ here in Louisville, and I'm going to let him explain himself to you. Y'all give him a big head light skin comedian podcast welcome. Y'all give him a good welcome to my good friend, Hippie Head from LRS 102. What's up, Hippie Head?
What's up, my man?
How you doing? I'm doing all right. You doing all right today?
I'm just relaxing on this beautiful day.
Yeah, man. Same here. It was a beautiful day here in Louisville. Yeah. I was telling the people, I only told people a little bit about you because I was going to let you tell a little bit more about it because I know you being a DJ, you being with LRS 102 here in Louisville, Kentucky. I was going to let that's why I always start off my show. I'll let the guests just tell a little bit about himself before we get into some things.
Okay. Well, cool. I mean, I started out doing showcases of local bands back in the day. I'll say about 2000 at bars and just had bands playing.
Right.
It was called Hippie Head Showcase. And then from there, I moved to Crescent Hill Radio.
Okay.
It was a local radio station downtown Louisville, of course, down in Crescent Hill. It was a nonprofit, and I just focused on local music again, but putting the local music on the radio rather than just doing shows.
Right.
And then that led me to meet up and start with LRS102.com, which was owner was part of the original LRS 102 dial radio.
Okay.
But he was starting the new streaming service. That's how, everybody's getting their music now. And he started LRS102.com. And I came in there and I started teaching. I don't know, man. I'm not nothing more than just a musician and a DJ, but I like local music.
Yeah.
And I like anything local in Louisville. I'm not originally from here, but I do like the community.
Yeah. So I know LRS 102 got a lot of history here in Louisville.
Right.
Because it's been around for a while. I know it's been around since I've been around here in Louisville. So
right. It was definitely a staple of the city.
Yeah.
And I think that they went off the air, and then this one guy was like, let's resurrect this about 5 years ago.
Right.
And he went ahead and took it from there. And we were down at 21st for a minute. There was a lot of, a lot of rock music going on down there.
And it still is. That's where I'm at right now. Yep.
Right. I was just referring to like when I was coming down there and everything.
Right.
That was the main reason that I ran it. I was hanging out with Ed.
Okay. Yeah. Big Ed.
Ed introduced me to you. That's
right.
just where, our relationship started right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about yourself, man? Now you're a comedian.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I enjoy doing what I do. And I'm telling you, I've been doing stand-up for a long time. I really have. I feel like I've been doing stand-up before it started. That's where I feel. But
I admire you people that can get up on stage and just talk because, I'm a musician. So I have music and, I have this whole thing going on where you're up there just by yourself. It's quiet. You have to talk to the people, and I don't know, man. I really admire that. You know what I'm saying?
But I also admire you because let me say this because you only the second DJ I've ever had on my podcast. My podcast has been going on since 2020. So
really?
That's how much I think of you and Ed for Ed introduced me to you. You're only the second person ever as far as DJs I've had on my podcast now.
Right on.
I admire you DJs because y'all have to stay focused on doing what you're doing on the radio as well as spinning the records and bringing the music and keeping people in the flow because that is not easy neither. The last DJ I had on here, because I asked and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have asked you that question. I said, when do you get any relief as a DJ? She said, Lovis, and it was a female. She said, Lovis, I don't never get no time to sit back and relax. She said, because I'm always on the air, the radio, to sit back and relax and enjoy things. So I said, I get that shit because I'm always being a DJ. She said, but don't get me wrong, I love it. She said, because I signed up for this. It's kind of like when I signed up for being a comedian. I love it. I signed up for this. You know what I'm saying? So I can't point the finger at nobody, but I really admire you for the job you have as a DJ because people just hear the music, but they don't realize it's not as easy as what they think it is,
Well, I mean, it's fun at LRS because like most radio now, they have a set format of songs you have to play.
Okay.
And at LRS 102, we're given the freedom to go ahead and play what we want. So like Sunday mornings, I do the coffee blues from like 8 to 10 a.m.
Right.
And then Monday we have Monday Night Live where we're playing live bands,
right,
like the songs that everybody knows, but like the live recording and stuff. And then Tuesday night, it's all Pterodactyl Tuesday. So we're just playing classic rock, deep cuts.
Right.
Wednesday is all locals. I mean, so it's kind of a, it's a combination of the variety of that people get from viewing or listening to Spotify, which is, AI orientated, where you have actual people that like when I make my set list out as a musician, I'm trying to create a mood when I'm up there playing. When I'm a DJ, when I make a set list out, I'm trying to not create a mood and then control a flow so that I want you to stay on as long as you can.
Right.
I'm going to maybe you're like, I'm not really into this song, but it's only 3 minutes. So hopefully I can catch you with the next song and keep you listening, because that's kind of what I do DJ for,
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, well, how did you kind of distinguish between being a musician and being DJ? And you kind of explained that because it's two different genres, of job duties,
right? Entertainment. We just try to keep them looking at us,
right?
In radio, I gotta keep you listening. Now that's really hard in 2024 because you got video.
Yeah,
that's moving up a level. But when you're on the radio, you have to be precise. You have to be quick with your comments and everything. Yep. Can't be, staggering where you're all like, and so we got nobody wants to hear that, So
right.
You have to be quick and you gotta be snappy, but you gotta be entertaining. And luckily, I grew up, New York family, so it was like that. At the kitchen table, it was pretty much a bunch of Irish people sitting around trying to talk louder than the other one to get the attention.
Right.
So that voice has, helped me to be able to, do the radio thing. And I mean,
you have a good voice for it. You do. I was just getting ready to say that because, like, a lot of people have told me I got a deep voice. People tell me, you got a deep. I said, well, I got a deep voice like Barry White. Okay, I get it. But here's the thing, and it's great that you have that voice too. And it's all about utilizing your voice when you got it. And then put it out there.
Especially in your audio. That's all you listen to is radio.
Yeah,
you got to grab them and hold them.
Yep, and that's true. You're right. And that's why I always put my podcast on Spotify too, because I know I have that voice, and I know a lot of times having that voice, it screams out a lot to people about what I'm trying to get across to them. And I want them to understand what I'm trying to get across to them between me and my guests. So, but and it's good to have that voice and have that platform to talk to people about things and just enjoying. And like I said, being a DJ, I know. Like I said, being up at night or is it early, whenever, people always love music because it's comfortable to the soul of the ear as well as the heart. So they always listening and they want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And you and I know you are touching people probably on a daily basis about different things because you never know what a person's going through in 2024, especially. So you can play a song that might stop a person from doing something he was ready to do. So and that. And let me just say this too about the rock band scene here in Louisville. That's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit too, because me and I've always talked to Ed about that. And I really thank 21st Germantown for opening its doors to it. I think the rock band scene here in Louisville is it's on the uprise, but a lot of people support it in just different spots or whatever. But I really like it, the fact that the rock band scene is getting there, And I know you've been a big part of that too, as scene here in Louisville as far as the rock band.
I got into their whole rock band thing in 2000 when it was these guys were crazy. I mean, the weird thing is my style of music, is more based in, jazz, blues, and we called it rap when I was growing up. But now it's called hip hop. Okay. But that was what I listened to and grew up with. The metal that came out in 2000. That was crazy. But there were so many people that were into it that I was asked, hey, can you help book some bands at a bar? And I just happened to be a musician who had band people that were my friends. So I can do that. And then that's where I'll roll with that. But I mean, local music's fun. You have different. We got so much talent here in Louisville.
Oh yeah, we do. Yes.
This is part of I think it was originally part of France's territory. The French owned this area. That's why we got Louisville, St. Louis, or not Louisville. I mean St. Louis, King Louis.
Okay.
Louisville and all that, but there's a lot of French heritage apparently, which is we're artistic, man, and we have so many different. We have local music, but man, we have so many different types of local music, different genres.
Yeah.
And in each genre, there's like a group, a clique of people.
Right.
And those clique of people listen to the other cliques of people, and they're judgmental of those cliques of people. And that's really how it is. I mean, everybody has their own thing going.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if they was all to get together, that'd be a huge turnout. If all the groups of, I'm talking about, like, let's say what would we say, metal rock,
Heavy
and you
metal.
got folk rock groups,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that's totally different genres, but if all that was to get together, like a Woodstock sort of thing,
Right.
that's what we got going on in Louisville. We got all types of music, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and here's the thing I wanted to ask you. You being a DJ and you're going through this is why one of my things I just wanted to get your opinion on. I know music is changing as we speak. It's evolving as we talking right now. It's steadily evolving, and I get that. I understand that. But also, I think things have changed. As far as it used to be a time where I'm gonna go back, I guess 20 years ago, even 30 years ago, where if a group was just starting out, whether there was a heavy metal group or just a regular group with music, wanted to get heard, they would take it to the DJ or try to get it on the airwaves.
Right.
Now I know it's different because now it's about streaming. I'm very going to this streaming and / AI. It's about streaming, and that's why I want to get your opinion on, because I know people probably has talked to you about it and whatever. And what is your opinion and feel on that? Because it's just so much different now,
Right. I think it makes it easier to get your music to a streaming platform.
Okay.
Because you don't have to take a physical copy and take it to somebody. So like on LRS, like let's say you were in a band, you would just go to email and type in hippiehead@lrs102.com.
Okay.
And then just send 2 MP3s and then say, our band's these are our songs. Then we get those MP3s, we load them into a computerized database.
Okay.
And we play them on Wednesdays. We have a whole day Wednesday where we play nothing but locals.
Okay. I'm good. You
the
said
whole
it.
day.
Okay.
And each DJ does their own thing with that.
Right.
And so pretty much that's where we send the music to, man,
Yeah. Because if somebody's listening to this podcast, I mean,
right,
it's good they know that. You know what I'm saying? I'll send them your direction just on that. You saying on my podcast, if somebody's out there, because there's people always was trying to start up their music and trying to get heard or whatever, or get streamed or whatever the case may be. And I know streaming is big, social media is big. That's what we own, so I understand that. But I know it's real big with music in order to get heard as well as seen, to get to that person to, and about downloads and everything. So, but I just know this real big, and that's why I wanted your opinion on that, because like I said, I know a lot of people are into music like that. So, that's what I wanted to ask you. Well, I was going to, but you kind of explained it when we started off, because I got a band. I was going to ask you here. I wanted to ask you as far as let me get down here to it. And but you kind of already answered it, but you answered it both ways. I was going to ask you, how'd you get into radio, but you kind of answered that when we first started.
I fell into it.
Right.
Yeah. I was doing this thing for local bands to get them on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about, I was out to 4:00 in the morning, man, and I don't drink. So I had to go through all kinds of crazy. I saw all kinds of crazy fights. Ooh. I was in fights where I had to stop drunk people from beating me up.
Right.
And I'm talking to them. I'm just trying to talk them out of it. That was my goal. I'm gonna talk this guy. I'll punch me in the face. I was like, man, come on. Come on, Carl, go home. Let's go home, man. You drunk for real?
Right. Yeah.
So drunk doesn't believe they're drunk.
You're right. They sure don't.
And that's hard to convince them at 4:00 in the morning when you're just trying to pack the stuff up so you can go home for the night. But all that said, that was crazy times, Mm-hmm. And when somebody's like, hey, I want to give you an opportunity to come down and play local music on the radio. So I'm kind of doing the same job. I'm getting the music out there of local musicians, but I get to do it at a radio station rather than, 4:00 in the morning.
Right.
So it became like a better idea. But I don't know, man. I always listen to music. I mean, radio. You know, when I was growing up, that was it, and that's how I learned about, you know, a lot of stuff. I don't know. I like radio. I was an old radio guy. You know, into that stuff.
Yeah, radio's been around before we was even born. So I like the fact because, and like I say, nothing more soothing to your ear to hear some good music and people talk about things that's going on in the city as well as in the world. So, and I've always said that thing about radio. I love it. I listen to all type of music. That's what I was going to ask you. What type of music you listen to when you ain't on the radio or when you just by yourself? What type of music? 'Cause I listen to all different types of genres of music.
Yeah, I'm out there. I'm out there.
Yeah, you out there too.
Out there. Yeah, I'm out there. I listen to good music.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I have this real blast of the past. I just really, since I started doing that, you know, Coffee Blues show on LRS,
okay.
I just really have been just going back to the 1930s and 20s with America. I call it America's music. The blues is America's music.
Right.
And, you know, there's just so much truth and so much soul in it that it's just, you know, it's got me right and just hypnotized by that. Other than that, you know, I don't know, man. The rap world's totally different now. So,
well, it is. It's totally different, you know. And I listen to all type of music. I really do. It's whatever I'm in the mood for. But I tell people, music's very comfortable to their ear as long as it's good music. You know, I know everybody got different definition of music. That's like I same way when I can talk about comedies, all different type of comedy styles. You might not like somebody else's comedy style, but you might like somebody else's. So there's just all different type of comedy styles. That's as well as same with music, you know. So,
what's your comedy style?
You know, that's a good question. Well, no, I'm a little bit of 2 or 3 comedians. You know, my favorite comedian's always been Red Fox.
Yeah,
and you said a lot of people didn't know he did stand up.
I had a vinyl record. I have a vinyl record of from 19. I got it in the 80s.
Did you?
It's red. It's pretty raw.
Yeah,
it's raw. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, you know, if you watch Sanford and Son, you're like, yeah, and then you listen to the vinyl record, you're like,
wow, yeah,
red.
Yeah, he's raw. He's definitely raw, and that's why I'm not as raw as he is, but I'm more like I'm a little bit of to get back to your question, more like might be a little bit of Bernie Mac, with a little bit of Mike Epps, or whatever, a little bit of all that in me. But I just be and you know, I'm glad you asked it because that's one of the main things. It's kind of like being a DJ. I tell people at the end of the day, I just try to be more like as a big head light skinned comedian. I can't be Kevin Hart. I can't be, you know, Eddie Griffin. I'm going to be me. And I ain't got to have the big shiny lights. It's all about being me at the end of the day, knowing who I am on stage on that platform. You got to know who you are on stage as a comedian. Because if you don't, you get lost up there. You'll be like what you was kind of talking about earlier when you're like, as far as knowing what not to do next. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good.
Because you're thinking.
But as a DJ, you know, but as a DJ,
you can't think. You just have to
talk.
You
can't think. Right.
You can't think. Because when you try to think,
pause moments.
you're trying to break it all down.
Yeah. And that's not good. But as a DJ, that's why I said, I don't, you know, and that's why I say y'all job is not as easy as people think it is, because you can't have them pause moments where you got the commercials, the sponsors, but after that, you got to hit right back at it when that sponsor's over.
It's called dead air.
Yeah.
You don't want to have dead air.
That's right.
The worst thing you can do. Everybody's like,
yeah. Yeah. Did the radio go off? Yeah. Did the radio get turned off? Did I lose frequency? Yeah, so and that's something in the same way with comedy. Sometimes you don't have it dead time, but it ain't. But in comedy, it says as a comedian, if it is silence on stage, and me as a comedian, I know some other comedians probably think like this too. It's not always a bad thing because you're thinking about your next deliverance to the people. So,
right.
And that's kind of same with y'all DJs, but that's why I tell people. So, you know, it's not easy being a comedian, ain't easy being a DJ, but we do it because we love doing it. And we try, and we helping people. Like when I'm doing my stand-up, I know somebody out there after they leave my show is feeling a whole lot better. They don't forget their bills. They don't forget the issues they had because they don't laugh so hard through their soul. They feel good. It's the same way with your music. When you play certain music that people, you know, hear and listen to, they're like, oh man, I forgot all about what that bill I had last week. So it's the same way, and you talking to, especially if you're talking to them, hey, y'all enjoy your day. Don't worry about today's problems. Enjoy today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's
when like as a musician, a comedian, when we're not on stage,
mm-hmm.
do you ever feel like I feel like I'm gonna see if you feel the same way, that we're observing other people, like we're watching life, and then these things are going into our head, and we're just like, we say to ourselves, that's odd.
Yeah.
and we notice that nobody else knows how odd it is. As a comedian, I guess you lock in on that. So you're always trying to get content just on your daily life. It's weird because you're like, oh, and then you're like, I need to write that down.
Right. See, here's the difference though. Only now check this out. Let's say you was on the radio and you wanted and I called in for play a song or whatever, for whatever reason I called in. You're like, yeah, okay. Now with a comedian, when I'm on stage, somebody heckle me, I got to be quick. I got to be quick thinking to get back at them. It's kind of like the call it on the radio stuff. It's a little different. You able to relax and say, but I got to be quick with it. Like, man, come on, man. Look, chill out.
There's no safety net. Yeah. So, I'm in a glass bubble when I'm on the radio.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm totally like different personality. I'm like right now, I'm chill. When I'm not on stage performing music, I'm chill. But when I'm when I turn it on, then I have my own little time, and then I get up. But no, there's nobody heckling me. No, I'm in the studio. I got my microphone. I'm just here. I'm just doing that. I don't have to worry about. Man, I'm sorry. People do that to you, dude. That's so wrong.
Oh, you know what? I signed up for it.
People out there are watching now, and you do that, man. You know better what you're doing. Come on.
I signed up for it, so I embrace it. I really do, hippie head. I embrace it. I signed up for it. Well, they don't mess with me.
I'd like to talk to their mamas. Really.
Yeah.
Anybody does that to somebody.
They don't mess with me as much. Now, when I first started out, because I've been doing it a while, I'm an OG in this, I ain't gonna lie. When I first started out, it used to scare me at first.
How many years? How many years
have you been doing it? I'm 25 plus. Let's put it like that, 25 plus. Yeah. So at first, I used to be scared of it, but now I embrace it. And they don't mess with me no more. They used to.
Really?
Nah, they don't. And if they do, they're gonna help pay some bills. Is all I'm gonna say. They're gonna help pay some bills. I'm gonna ride on them for a minute. I'm gonna ride them like Pat, Dad, and Derby. I'm gonna ride them for a minute. But I just, but with all that said though, my main thing is like I'll be putting these shows on here at 21st Germantown. My main thing is I try to have it affordable because it's good food, good drinks, and I want people to come out here and enjoy themselves and have a good time. And leave here saying I had a great time, had great food, great drinks, and didn't have to spend a whole lot of money. And that's what I'm about as a big light skin comedian. That's what I do with my production. That's what I'm about more than anything here. So, and that's why I always tell people, please come out to my shows because I'm not begging just to come because it's a show. I'm begging because I want you to have a good time and you're gonna see for yourself and be like, oh, I'm coming back. Several people I've had in my shows, they can't wait to come back to another show. So it's kind of like in your business as far as you being a musician, they come to one of your music shows. They're like, oh man, y'all did great. I love your show. When y'all gonna perform next? Where at?
Right.
So y'all follow.
It feels good when they do that.
Yeah, it sure does. It really do, man. So let me ask you this here, because here's one. I was kind of just talking to somebody here about this. As much as I love my family, but sometimes they get on my light skin nerves. Now, how do you handle your family being a musician and a DJ? I know they come at you a little bit here and there. So how do you handle your family?
It's just balance, man. Life's about balance, and I just try to juggle it, and I try to put everything into perspective. And sometimes, I don't come through all the way, but I'm trying to balance everything. It's entertainment world. When we first started doing this, because you've been in entertainment for 25 years, over 25 years, right? Yeah. We first started in it, man. People said something and we just weren't listening.
Right.
They said there's no business like show business.
Right.
There is you don't understand feelings and how you can hurt somebody's feelings and how you mean to do it in this business. Right. And you can say the one wrong thing that just completely changes everything.
Yeah.
Only in this business. I mean, this is a hard business to do. But if you got a strong family and you got strong work ethics and you know what you want to do and you stay positive. I mean, I love a lot of comedians. I don't remember which comedian said this. I'm trying to remember who did, but it's something about having haters. Haters are they don't get mad at them because they're doing their job. Okay.
Yep.
Who was that? What was that? Who was that comedian that said that?
Yeah.
Anyway, they're doing their job, and you need to do your job. That was the message, and I got a lot from that because I realized that everybody wants to do something, right? But there's more than one person that wants to do it.
Right.
Just because that means that there's a ranking. And since there's a ranking, that means there's competition.
Right.
Since there's competition, that means there's kind of like envy.
Yep, it sure is.
It's not if you don't support each other, you're not going to go nowhere. But I guess that's the way the game goes. Like you said, there's no business like show business. I don't know.
That's right.
It's crazy.
But you're right on that because I love my family, but in the same breath, let me say this: that ain't gonna change. They're gonna be my family whether I'm here in America or over in Europe. They're gonna be my family. So, but they have to understand the extension of what I deal with being an entertainer. They know that I deal with things, certain things, and I try to keep my family away from anything with entertainment because not that I don't want them to have to deal with none of that. That should be my tough skin to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I want to deal with all that, and I want to keep them far away as possible from that.
Right.
Because, I just do. Now I know sometimes they're gonna see my stage performances or whatever, but it is what it is. That's like I had a friend of mine we was talking about family, and this is what he said to me as far as he was telling me the first time his father came to see him because he just passed away. He was really happy to see him perform. He said he did a great job. I'm like, great. And my father passed away in 2006. But let me go and give you this quick story. He came to see me perform one time. And I'll never forget like yesterday, he came to see me perform. It was the first time he ever come to see me perform. And I whether you believe it or not, and I shouldn't have been because I've always been the type, I go up on stage. I'm human, but I ain't never totally nervous. I'm just gonna be myself. But for some reason that evening I was a little bit nervous because I wanted to make sure my father really see me perform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So check this out. So I do my thing and I did great. Everything went great. I did great. So I come off stage, I'm talking to my father. Right. And I said, what do you think about my set? What do you think about my show? He said, man, these exact words. He said, man, he said, you did pretty good. You're pretty funny. He said, but I got to tell you something. I said, what? He said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I could have worked this crowd.
Your dad went up to you.
I said, now I see where I get it from. Exactly what he said. I think I could have worked this crowd.
Right.
But and that's when I knew. I said, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So is
that what you do? You try to one up yourself now. Like every time you accomplish something, you're not humble with that. You're like, okay, I did that. That's good. Right. You're already looking to the next thing you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's people that, that actually do things. Cause I know a lot of people, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I have a lot of people that talk about doing a lot of things.
Right.
And I listen to them and I say things like, right. I agree with them. They never do it. I don't bring it up though. But you're that type of guy. You want to do something, you do it. And then when you get done with it, you're like, that was cool. Okay, now what's the next thing I want to do here?
Right.
And that's good. That's positive, man.
Yeah. But you're right though. I mean, but I just know family is important. And ever since, like I said, I just know that my father was a big part of it. My mother too. Both of them passed that. But I just know it's a big part of it. Family really is. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here with just one more. I want to ask you one more question because I got to find it here in my little thing here. Oh man, I'm just laughing at what my father says. So it just well, I'm just gonna go on and ask you. I'm gonna go on and ask if I find it. What is something you could tell the people who are watching this podcast that they don't know about you? Something you could tell the people something that they don't know about you that you haven't probably even put on the radio even. So what is something you could tell the people they don't know about you? I know I'm putting you on the spot, so.
I don't know, man.
You don't drink. That's one thing. Like me, you don't drink. That's why you're able to focus.
I don't drink at all.
Yeah. So
But you know, I am hippie head.
right.
I don't know what. I used to have hair. How about that? There you go.
So you have heard. Yeah, I mean, because a lot of times we got little sad things like it's certain. What can I say about me? It's like I'm real picky about what foods I eat. You know what I'm saying? It's only certain foods I eat. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going. I don't eat too much meat. I'm real picky about food I eat.
Okay.
Uh, things that and just I'm
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
yeah. So
I don't do nothing.
you don't do
I
nothing.
work a lot. I'm a workaholic.
You're workaholic.
Uh, I told my wife the other day I was going to do something, and she said, "Okay." And I said, "I didn't know if that would interfere with my day off." And she said, "You don't have a day off. You just
Wow.
I'm always
Yeah.
going."
Yeah. I'm a
I don't
workaholic
know,
too.
man.
Hmm?
I'm from New York.
Yeah. You from New York? I didn't know that. Y'all
Yeah.
see you like the Yankees. Yeah. I see
Represent.
you like the Yankees. Yeah. It's all good.
I mean,
Yeah.
baseball is good, but I wear this from that's my family.
That's your family in New
Yeah,
York.
we're Irish Yankees. You know,
Yeah.
they call us damn Yankees because we moved
Okay.
from up north and we lived down here in the south. So we're
Mhm.
called damn Yankees. I don't know if you ever heard that term. I did. I found out about it recently. I find
Right.
out all kinds of things. I
Mhm.
find out how different things are said in different parts that I didn't get.
Right.
Something about a hair and a biscuit that
That
just blew my mind. I was like, what'd you say? The guy was like,
right.
like having like a hair and a biscuit. I was like, why would you say that?
Right.
I don't
So,
understand. What does that mean? I don't even get it. I don't know. I guess it's a
with the Louisville rock band, see, I'm gonna get back there just a
yeah.
quick second here. I mean,
I'm
because I
easy to
just
get
know a
off
lot.
topic, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a great because it's just I'm ecstatic about the Louisville rock band scene. I really am, and like I
Yeah.
said, I met everything through 21st Germantown here. They put on rock bands before, and it's all over the place. So
Yeah.
and and people really need to get out and support it like it should be because there's a lot of great Louisville rock bands here in Louisville. People
Hmm.
just got to get out here and support it. And
Right.
I know you into that too. So what are some of the groups names that's out there you can go and put on my podcast that maybe people need to come see? It might be something that comes through here at 21st Germantown.
Right. I mean, in which genre,
Mhm.
uh,
It could be heavy metal, either regular rock. It just depends.
right. Oh man, you put me on the spot because there's so many great bands here in Louisville
Mhm.
to start to pick through. I mean, most of the bands are on LRS 102.
Mhm.
I just had a guy named Zeno Jones.
Okay.
He's at zenojones.com. He's a local bluesman. He has one of them. He has one of them suitcases with the foot pedal.
Hmm. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and the blues. I mean, yeah, there's so many, dude.
Yeah, there is. There is a lot
Machine
of them.
Man. There's.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess what people could do really is just like if you follow LRS 102, you're going to find out about what bands are coming up because the bands they promote themselves by pushing themselves onto the radio stations.
Right.
That's how they do it. They get their music in. They
Right.
ask like an event's coming up. They say
Mhm.
things like, "Yo, our band so and so would love to play that," and
Right. So
the
because I
people,
know you saying on Wednesdays y'all play a lot of the new group music, new band music here in Louisville. You play a
right?
lot of new music. Yeah. Well, people need to tune in to that and listen to it. Tune in then to find out a lot of the new music groups because I'm all about supporting people just starting out, man. Because I had to start
Right.
somewhere, and I'm sure you're the same. That's why I don't mind helping out comedians just starting out. Anybody starting out, so if I can help them and try to put them on the platform, I try to help them. So, and
Of
that
course.
that's what it's about.
I wish we had more young people that were into wanting to be a DJ for the station. I was
Oh man,
wanting, younger people to get their younger people music on there because I mean, I like I said, I do specialized shows
right,
nights mainly and Sunday
okay,
mornings.
right,
That I call them specialized shows.
yeah.
But
Because
I mean, we could definitely use the younger people to get
I'm
into
glad you said that.
radio. Uh, but they need to know something about today's music because I don't know nothing about it,
Nah,
and I'm not going to get on the air and fake it. I'm not going to get on there and be like, hey, y'all, that's that new band, the Wizards Coat, coming at you from Phoenix. You know, I want what I'm talking about. You know, I want people that are hip to what they're talking about, because then it's natural. You know, otherwise, I ain't fake, dude. I ain't phony baloney.
And you know what? There are some. I know one or two kids, and when I say kids, I think one of them's like 15, 16-year-old. He's trying to be a DJ. There are a couple of young ones out here just all about, you know, knowing where they're located at, and they are starting off a lot younger in DJing, you know, than some of the ones who've been doing it a while. Mm-hmm. There are some out here. I know one or two that are DJing, and their parents are trying to get them different spots to DJ and stuff. So, cool. They do start off at a young age, and which I think is great, because it gives them an outlet to be doing something positive instead of doing something negative. And I think it's great, you know, doing DJing. So, and there are some young people out here who are actually trying to be a DJ. So, which I think is great. So, because DJing, like I said, is, you know, y'all make it seem easy, but I know it's not. Just like stand-up comedy. So, but man, I've had such a good time. I'm sitting there having a good time talking to you, man. But I wanted to. Where I want to end this more than anything is I want you to put out there everything that any way people can get in contact with you. I want people to definitely come listen to LRS 102, and that's on FM, right? Or AM.
Yeah, that's all streaming.
All streams. Yeah, so okay.
They go to App Store and they type in LRS 102.
Okay.
And then the little blue walrus to come up.
Right.
And just click on it. It downloads in about 12, 14 seconds. And then you're directly linked to the streaming platform, and then you can listen to the show whenever, you know, or hook it up to your car. Like most people got in their car now. You just get in your car and it links right into your phone. That's pretty cool.
You tell people how to get in contact if they want to get in contact with you personally, just to maybe talk to you about music and get their music out there,
right?
You know, and how they can get in contact with that. So.
Well, I will. It's hippie at lrs102.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I ain't giving out my home phone number.
No, don't do that.
If it's real important.
I don't ever know.
You know, just come see. I work at a mechanic shop over in Fairdale. You can stop out there. Okay. I give my number then. But no, I guess I'd like to invite you to come down to my show. Okay. And hang out and just see how we throw the music around, because like I said, we get to pick it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we put we have a basic set list that we already set up. Okay. Me and my buddy Dr. Butter. He has a real deeper voice. He's real deep down here. Real deep, yeah. And he comes down, and me and him do a show called Pterodactyl Tuesday. Maybe have you come down one night and hang out and see how fun you can throw one in here and there if you want, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you would like to find out about the things that I'm involved with, you can go to hippieheadspotlight.com.
Okay.
And if you want to listen to the radio station, straight to lrs102.com. Right. And that'll take you to the entire station and everything about what's going on there.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm Hippie Head. I'm out there performing, playing guitar. I'm in a band called the Crosswalks. Playing out shows locally. So if you see the Crosswalks or Hippie Head on a marquee, you know, come on in, sit down, you know, cheer or boo. Give me something.
Right.
Let me know what direction to go in. If you're booing, at least let me know what I should do different. Like, you know,
that you know, just do different.
You need to take out this first verse and
right
into the chorus, the first half.
I'm sure you love doing the music thing. I know you love doing that. So playing the guitar. So I know you love that. Yeah, man. Just you keep grinding with it, man. Because when you love something, I don't look at I tell people being a stand-up comedian is not I don't look at it as a job, like it's a job or even work. Because it comes from the heart and I love it. Right. You know, so I don't look at it whenever if I start looking at it like it was a job, that's when I'm gonna stop doing it. Because I love doing it. It's like I know you love doing what you're doing, being a workaholic. I'm the same way. So, but we love it. I don't look at it as like a job. So because I love doing it. But man, it's definitely been great having you on here. I'm so glad that I got to meet you, and Big Ed linked us up because I'm glad I got to meet you because when I first met you, I tell people the first impression is always the best and only impression you get of a person. When I first met you, I always said to myself, this guy here is a very, very good guy. He's a good guy. And I know Ed ain't going to introduce me to nobody who ain't a good guy. And you like me, you don't drink, you down to earth. So what more guy? So yeah. Good and I'm just glad I got to meet you, man. I'm glad I did because
I'm glad I got to meet you, man. I want to give you a hug. Come here.
I give you a virtue hug. Look.
Good time.
Yeah, man. But keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm gonna keep supporting it. And I'll put it on my page and send me stuff. If you got something you need me to put out there, I'll put it out there, man, for sure, man.
I want to know when you're gonna. I'm gonna come. I got this old cowboy hat in there.
Okay.
And I got the boots and everything. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come to your show. I'm gonna sit right in front. Cowboy boots, a hat.
Oh, don't do that. Like we'll really have some fun then.
A vest on, maybe a little sheriff badge or something.
Yeah, you definitely have to. Check me out because I'm right now. Matter of fact, I'll be at the Louisville Comedy Club April 24th on the Wednesday night. But then after that, I'm going to be doing a show here at 21st Germantown. I think in August that I'm putting together. It's my show production, and I'll probably be hosting it. But you'll see it. I'm gonna send it to you, and I want you to come out, man. Because I love when people come out to comedy shows and enjoy themselves. I want people to come enjoy themselves, and laughter's good for the soul, man. I'm definitely gonna send it to you. And I just appreciate you being on my show, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Ain't nothing but love here. If you need me for anything, hey, don't be ashamed to holler. Hit me up, and I'll definitely try to help you out if I can. So, and vice versa. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah,
and we're gonna hook up. You're gonna come and be on the LRS.
Yes, I need to get on that radio. I got the voice for it.
Yeah,
so I got the voice for it. So I definitely need to. It'd be two deep voice people on the radio at one time. I don't know if they can handle that.
All right.
But man, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for being part of my podcast, man. Much love to you and your family, man, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Appreciate you. All right, much love.
Peace out, bro.
All right. Man, that's the Big Head Light Skin Comedian Podcast. We're at the tail end of this. And I just want to say to everybody, I will be at the Louisville Comedy Club April 24th at 7:30. So if you ain't doing that, come out and support me. And like I said before, I got a big show coming up in August. You'll hear about that once I put the flyers together right here at 21st Germantown. But if you don't do nothing else, like I said, my favorite thing is LSI, learn, share, and inspire. And I like to leave a little bit on the positive note. If you don't do nothing else, do this because I know people sometimes can be people, and we have to forgive them. So try to be forgiving in the midst of things people say to you because they're going to say some crazy stuff sometimes. But in the midst of that, make sure you subscribe to my podcast, BHLC Podcast. Listen to me on Spotify. Put in the search bar BHLC Podcast. And I'll be here again, second Saturday in May, right here at 21st Germantown. And make sure you come here tonight and support the comedy show they got tonight. Doors open at 7:30. Show starts at 8. It's going to be a great comedy show. You got great food and drinks here at 21st Germantown. Come down here, and they will help you out in whatever you need. It's a great spot here. With that said, enjoy the rest of your evening. Much love to y'all. I'm the one and only Big Head Light Skin Comedian. I'm out of here. Love y'all.